Hey YouTube, welcome back to Better Than Yourself. Today on Better Than Yourself, I'm going to make some buttered chicken in the Instant Pot. I'm going to change it up a little bit though. I want to do buttered chicken, but I don't want to use any dairy products. You know me, I don't do the lactose thing. I'm not big on a lot of heavy cream and stuff like that in my cooking. So my thought is we can make a perfectly healthy buttered chicken dish, but it'll be, you know, Whole30 compliant, paleo, and it'll be, you know, something that's good for you. And then at the end, we'll go ahead and we'll box it up and just make some lunches out of it so you can throw it in the freezer and take it for work. Here, let's get started on this. Let's get everything into the Instant Pot. The Instant Pot is super simple to cook with. A big thing that they taught us in cooking school is mise en place. Basically, put in place. Everything that you need, get it out. Make sure you have everything that you need before you start cooking. It's super simple to cook in the Instant Pot if you have everything already. So here's everything that you're gonna need for your buttered chicken. First step, while I'm getting everything out, is I'll go ahead and take the lid off my Instant Pot, plug it in, hit the saute button, and then just wait for it to say hot on the front here. As you know, it'll heat up, and then once it's come to full temperature, it'll say hot, and you know you're ready to cook. But while that's happening, get your ingredients out. You're gonna want about pound and a half of chicken. Depends on what you like. If you want to use chicken breast, cut up a couple of chicken breasts. I think this is about a pound and a half of chicken breast cut up into fairly large size, kind of, you know, stew size pieces. If you want to use chicken thighs, awesome. You know, use some dark meat. Use maybe even with the bones in it. If you want to go that way, that's awesome. You get a huge amount of taste from those. If you don't want to mess with all that, just, you know, buy some boneless chicken breast, cut it up. You're good to go. Your other ingredients, obviously, I talked about the coconut milk. This is just a can of coconut milk. Pop the top. We're going to do a can of tomato paste. We're going to do about a tablespoon each of chopped garlic and grated fresh ginger. This is a whole onion that I chopped up. This is a whole lime that I juiced. Finally, you're just going to need a couple of spices. Some garam masala, a little cumin, some coriander, ground coriander, and then some turmeric. I think the one thing you do want to have is at least put in the garam masala is really the traditional Indian spice mix. Is you can get away with just garam masala. If you want to amp it up a little bit, you go for the cumin, the coriander, and the turmeric. And we're going to do about a teaspoon of each, and then we'll do about 2 teaspoons of the garam masala. And that's it. That's all that goes into this. A little bit of salt, maybe a little pepper, and you've got all the ingredients for your buttered chicken. Now, like I said, I'm going to start this with some coconut oil. So about 2 tablespoons of that, just kind of line the bottom of the pot. And we're going to use that to cook in. You can just dump everything in the pot. What I really want to do is saute this onion. I want to get some flavor out of this onion. It really doesn't take that much longer. And you know, you can play with another one of the settings, the saute setting on your Instant Pot. But let's just cook this for about 3 or 4 minutes until we can get a little bit of brown on it and a little bit of flavor on it. Once this onion's cooked, we're going to add the garlic and the other spices. Give it a little bit of a stir now and then. This onion's fairly juicy. There's a lot of liquid in there, so that's boiling off and it's not really sticking or burning. But keep your eye on it. Again, we're just sauteing the onion. Now, as your onion's cooking, go ahead and start adding your other spices. Nice thing about cooking like this, add your spices as you're frying. Fry these spices a little bit and extract a little extra flavor out. We did 2 teaspoons of garam masala. Teaspoon of cumin. Teaspoon of ground coriander. And we'll do a teaspoon of turmeric. Turmeric is super healthy to eat. You should really try to get some turmeric in your diet, but it also gives you a beautiful flavor to your cooked dishes when you add the turmeric. Stir in the spices. Get those spices so you really want to cook those. Spices like to get that heat. They like to get that hot oil, and you extract a huge amount of flavor and get the aromatic elements out of the spices. You can hear the sizzle is just about done. Most of the liquid's been cooked out of the onion now. We'll go in with ginger and garlic. Again, just stir those in. at this point, you're going to be looking at your pot, and you're going to see, you know, stuff is starting to stick to the bottom. It's gotten kind of dry. That's okay. That's okay. There's going to be a lot of liquid going in here. Just maybe give it a little scrape. Keep that stuff moving. Once you can start to smell those spices, once you feel like that's starting to cook, we're going to do a whole can of tomato paste. Again, stir that in. Let it stick to the bottom a little bit. Burn it to the bottom. I mean, not burn it, but you know what I mean. Cook the tomato paste. Fry that tomato paste and get a little bit of caramelization out of your ingredients. Keep stirring this in. My tomato paste is sticking to the bottom of my Instant Pot. I'm on hot saute mode, and I feel like I'm almost burning this tomato paste to the bottom of the pot. That's okay. I'm caramelizing the tomato paste, and I'm getting some more flavor out of that. If that starts to look like it's burning, it's time for the juice. Add the lime juice. Give that a quick stir. Get that bottom loosened up a little bit. Let's get our chicken in there. Coconut milk. Let's break everything up, stir everything around, get everything nicely incorporated. And that's it. We've got our pot loaded up. What'd that take? Just a couple of minutes. And just by doing those couple of extra little steps, you know, the cooking of the onions, the saute of the onions, the frying of the spices, the kind of the, I don't know, burning to the bottom of the pot, the tomato paste, you really get a ton of flavor doing that. So okay, there's everything in there. We got our chicken pieces, we got all our sauces in there. Give everything a good stir. And let's go to pressure mode. Probably about half a teaspoon of salt for that much chicken. So drop the top on, cancel. Cancel takes us out of saute mode. Now we want to be in manual pressure mode for, oh that's easy, 8 minutes. Otherwise just hit the plus minus and set yourself for 8 minutes. Make sure your steam vent is loose and sealing. Your pin is down, lid's on tight. Let's let this go for 8 minutes. All right, pressure cooker's on, we're ready to go. The waiting game is on. See you in a little bit. Okay, so now once the chicken is cooked, if you come in and check on it, you'll see it's L and a couple of minutes. Basically, it's on keep warm mode, and then it's counting up from 0. So this finished 3 minutes ago, and it's just holding it at temperature. What I want to do, whenever you do cook a meat like this at high temp real quick, under high pressure, don't release the valve right away. Let this rest for about 10 minutes. We cooked it for 8, we're gonna let it rest for about 10, and then we'll go ahead and you know, open the steam and start to open this up. But don't get real anxious to dive into this thing. You really, if you pop this open and you start eating it everywhere, you're gonna have real chewy chicken. What you wanna do is just let this cool off, and slowly, you know, as it cools, the pressure will slowly lower. And then, like I said, in a couple of minutes here, we'll open this up. In another 6 minutes, we'll open this, and then we'll release the rest of the pressure, but hopefully there won't be that much in there. And we'll have a real nice butter chicken to go with. Okay, so now as the timer's counted up to 10 minutes, it's been resting for 10 minutes, you can go ahead and release the pressure. Let this come out just at its own speed. Probably take about 2 minutes, and then we'll open this up and get our chicken out. And once you hear that pin drop, that's your sign that the pressure's gone, and the pot will open. And inside, awaiting for us, is this beautiful buttered chicken. Let's clean out our pot, and this awesome sauce. What I'm going to do is just clean this pot out, and I'm going to make a batch of rice. Now, rice in the Instant Pot is super simple. What you want to do is just grab that much rice, I don't know, as much rice as you want to make, dump it in the Instant Pot. I like to rinse my rice, and what I'm going to do is just basically get a lot of the fine starchy dust off of the rice. What that does will prevent the rice from sticking. So just a ton of water, slosh it around in there for a minute. Let it settle. Pour off the water. Once or twice. Let it settle. Pour off your water. I mean, you don't get OCD about this, but rinse off a good amount. And then you want to fill up the water twice as deep as the rice. So stick a finger in it and say, you know, the rice is coming up, I don't know, half an inch. So I've got about an inch of water in there. This is ready to go into the Instant Pot. So take our rinsed rice into the Instant Pot. I cook this all the time, so I don't measure it, but if you want to measure it, if you're a little anxious about my sort of eyeball method, that's fine. Figure a cup of rice, 2 cups of water, just twice as much water as the amount of rice you're putting in here. And, you know, don't ever fill it more than about half full if you're making a lot of rice, because rice does expand. So get your rice in there, get the top on, get ready for pressure cooking again, and we're going to do manual pressure cooking, oh perfect, 6 minutes. And let that sit, and we'll be back in 6 minutes for some rice. Once your rice is cooked, it's time to eat. You can go ahead and serve your rice with your buttered chicken, or you can do like I'm going to do. I'm just making lunches. So let's get our lunch boxes lined up. Once your rice is cooked, it's just a matter of portioning out your lunches. Depending on who you're making these for or how much you like to eat for lunch, determines how much you put in every box. I like to do my rice first, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to evenly distribute my chicken over these 4 lunches. This was about 1.5 pounds of chicken. I think that's probably a good amount for 4 lunches. I do the meat first so I can kind of get an idea of how much meat's going into each box, and then I can portion out the sauce into any boxes that look like they might be a little light on sauce. And then I'll lid them up. I'll let these sit on the counter here. Nice thing about the marble countertop is it really cools stuff like this up really fast. So I'll let this sit here for about 10 minutes, and I'll pop them in the freezer. Now, depending on how quickly you go through your lunches, I always like to label stuff that I put in the freezer with just a piece of clear tape and a Sharpie. And these are buttered chicken. This, I'll take in an insulated lunchbox to work, and it'll sit on my desk for the morning. And then when I'm ready for lunch, it's thawed a little bit. You know, the insulated lunchbox isn't perfect. But I will take this, put it in the microwave at work for about 3 minutes, give it a little stir, and that's really all it needs. And I've got a healthy, nutritious, delicious lunch 5 days a week. So thanks for watching this episode, guys. I hope you like the butter chicken recipe, and I think that this is going to be a trend. I'm going to try to do some more recipes with the Instant Pot, show you some different techniques, and also how to prep food and make yourself stuff, not only that you can eat, you know, like the fermentations that we've been doing, but also how to make some lunches, how to put together a nutritious meal that you can take with you and have something delicious to eat for lunch every day, and not have to go out to whatever that is they're serving at those restaurants. Ugh.